What's up, family? Hey, we're back again. Gonna make another video. It's the 25th of Tuesday, Tuesday the 25th of 2025. Man, I just want to let you guys know off the top, I don't freaking edit my videos. I apologize. I want to be real with you guys. I just want to make it a good video that I don't have to edit, and I just want to be real, you know. But there's some awesome breaking news on Fox News here. Just gonna react to it.
I have no problem with the employees here saying, what did you do last week? And if you can't come up with 5 things that you did, maybe you shouldn't be employed here. So again, this is an easy task. It happens in the private sector all the time.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy throwing his support behind DOGE's latest push for greater government accountability. Elon Musk now requiring federal workers to list 5 accomplishments from the past week. And if they do not respond to his email, they face losing their job. The deadline set for midnight tonight. Fox team coverage begins now with Kim Strassel on deck. But first, FBN's Hillary Vaughn live on Capitol Hill. What can you tell us about this latest attempt by DOGE to reduce waste?
Hi, John. Well, it's triggering a lot of people and it's hitting a nerve. While most Americans would love for an opportunity to brag to their boss about all the things that they got done last week, some people working for the government, paid for by taxpayers, working for taxpayers, think that they are too good for that. Democratic Senator Tina Smith attacking Musk over this, using her favorite D word, and it's not Democrat. Smith saying, quote, "This is the ultimate D-boss move from Musk, except he isn't even the boss. He's just a D." Musk says he's already.
No, Donald Trump put him in charge, so he's basically like a overall supervisor of the whole entire group. It's like a business supervisor. It's something that we've never went through. It doesn't matter. The guy he's in charge.
Already received a large number of responses and says those people should be considered for a promotion. Other Democrats say a CEO would never ask their workers to do this.
Imagine that you got this email tomorrow from your boss's 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 boss, who knows nothing about what you do. This would be like Tim Cook sending that email to every single Apple Store employee. If Tim Cook did that, we would say Tim is past his due date and doesn't know how to run a company anymore.
But Musk says this.
Why are they freaking out? You know why they're freaking out? They're just mad. We're just trying to get all the corruption out of our government. We're trying to put all the money back into the hands of the American people. Some people have to pay. And it's not the government. I mean, it's not Donald Trump's fault. It's not Elon Musk's fault. Some people have to pay because the government's over the years. It's crazy, man.
This is not that complicated. It's a pulse check saying, quote, "The reason this matters is that a significant number of people who are supposed to be working for the government are doing so little work that they are not checking their email at all. In some cases, we believe non-existent people or the identities of dead people."
Dead people? We're paying for dead people. You probably want receipts. Well, you can figure it out, how to find a receipt.
Are being used to collect paychecks. In other words, there is outright fraud. Republicans say this is a great idea.
The price tag that the taxpayers pay is right at $271 billion a year. Is it too much to ask for them to verify why they're making an average salary of $106,000 a year? I guess the arrogance of the workers who says that's a heavy lift is what's wrong with that's what the Americans are sick and tired of. It's not their money. We're the ones who are paying the bills.
And so
if I'm paying the bills, I'm the boss. If the American people are paying the bills, you're paying the bills, you're the boss.
So some government employee unions are so upset about this that they're actually suing over the fact that Elon Musk wants them to tell him 5 things that they did this week. They filed a lawsuit.
I can tell you 5 things I did all week.
In federal court in San Francisco over this email. John.
Well,
basically, so what's happening is there's people out there getting the money of people that are dead or whatever, and they don't want you to Elon Musk to go through this, because then they're going to lose money. It's all it is. It's money laundering, and we're going to find out.
Hillary, we don't need to ask you what you did last week, because it's all caught on video.
That's true. Same with you, John.
And we wouldn't need to ask, because you do terrific work week in and week out. Hillary, thank you.
Oh,
Sandra?
thank you. That's nice.
All right. Thank you, John. Let's bring in Kim Strassel now, Fox News contributor and a Wall Street Journal opinion columnist. We're told that that meeting just wrapped. We'll have a play out for that shortly, with President Trump saying in that meeting he thinks the DOGE email to federal workers, Kim, on their weekly duties is great. So he is standing by it and says the email was needed to find workers who are not working. Are you for this, Kim?
You know, I think that's the important point here. Is you're listening to Elon Musk, and what we're discovering in a lot of things that he's saying is that the DOGE team is finding that a great deal of the federal government seems to be on autopilot. So it's just trundling along, and you don't really know where a lot of this money is going. And that doesn't just count.
That's exactly right. They don't even know where it's going. Are you concerned? I'm concerned, because I know this government is not this one, but the prior ones are garbage. They're stealing your money, and for some reason the Democrats don't give a shit about the money. Why not? You'll bitch about your food stamps. You think Elon Musk wants your information? That the guy right next to him that's bitching about it is already taking your stuff anyway. You don't think your information is already out there? My phone's been ringing all nonstop. It says telemarketer. How do you think they get my phone number?
Count for paychecks to federal employees, but how many Social Security checks are going out to people who died a long time ago? How many tax credits are being dumped into bank accounts for people that don't qualify for that money anymore, or themselves have passed away? And it seems that we do not have those quality control checks going on. So that to me is the more interesting part than the substance of this, which is name 5 things. By the way, I can name 5 things I did this morning, but that shouldn't be a tough lift. I think there could have been some more coordination. That probably would have been useful, so that everyone on the Trump team was on the same page on this, but it does seem like a worthy exercise.
Fair enough. I want to put a part of your Wall Street Journal column, a quote here on Trump's constitutional cleanup. You say the administration's courting lawsuits that could dismantle the Washington machine. These moves are unconventional.
Yeah, look at that list right there, man. That is some serious stuff right there. I mean, wow. Just a lot of cleanup. Man.
Presidents roll with the bureaucracy they are given, but hardly lawless. Progressive litigators may soon discover presidents have a lot of authority to manage employees and programs. Seems Sean Duffy at the Transportation Department is leading by example. He put out a tweet indicating 5 things he did this last week. He said, Mr. President, here's the 5 things. It terminated the NYC elitist anti-worker congestion pricing, launched an investigation into multi-billion-dollar taxpayer dollars wasted on high-speed rail. He goes on to make his list, but we know that not everyone is joining in that capacity. Case in point, Kash Patel at the FBI and the Defense Department are saying that they are going to conduct their own evaluations. Does that in any way show you that they're split in how to handle this, or are they backing up the president in just a different way?
Yeah, look, they're backing up the president in a different way. And this was my point about miscommunication. I think you could have just as easily done this DOGE effort of the 5 things while also having consulted with cabinet heads to do it in a way where they felt comfortable that any information that was being sent, that there wasn't classified information or sensitive information that was ending up with the wrong people. And that's a legitimate concern. And I think these are some teething problems that we're going to see in the beginning of DOGE's efforts, which is it is this outside entity. You need that kind of distance, I think, away from some of these cabinet heads. But I think in some great big capacity, there has to be a little bit more coordination about how some of this rolls out.
Meanwhile, this is.
Yeah, and I think he's doing an amazing job. I don't know how you guys see it, But I think that it's just amazing what he's finding. And everybody's saying, oh, I want some receipts. I want receipts. Why don't you go find the receipts? There's receipts. It's amazing how Democrats can say, well, he's not providing any receipts. They didn't say one word about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. Not one word. None of them. Or when he's sniffing on hair, the little kids swimming in the pool. None of them said a word. What about when Kamala Harris slept her way to the top with a married man? Nobody said a word about that. Those same Democrats didn't said nothing.
Weighed in saying we're ready to provide security guarantees to Ukraine. We have to make sure we have deterrence. This was Mike Waltz this morning on expectations from Ukraine on a potential deal to end this war. Listen.
We expect the Ukrainians to realize the opportunity that this is, and President Zelensky to realize the opportunity that this is, to be co-invested with the United States of America in the future of Ukraine, in the future of its economy, and growing the pie in terms of its natural resources that not only helps Ukraine, but recoups these hundreds of billions of dollars for the Ukrainian people and for the American taxpayer.
That's exactly right. You think Joe Biden would do this or could do this? He ain't charging no tariff or nothing. He didn't do nothing for our country. Nothing. Nothing that was worth shit. Trump's going in there to get our money back. So I thank him for that.
Going forward.
That was the National Security Advisor Waltz. We're going to hear from President Trump and President Macron in their own words in just a moment. Final thoughts on that, Kim?
Well, this is going to be Ukraine's decision as to what it feels comfortable with. And we've got a great editorial.
My bet is Ukraine does it.
On our paper today about Russia's long list of lies and broken promises to Ukraine over the years. So there is going to have to be some reassurances there. Whether or not a rare earth minerals deal and economic cooperation is enough to reassure them, I think that's left to be seen. But I think this is why Macron's visit is important, to remember NATO's role here and remind the president of the United States about the greater stakes for all of Europe if Russia is left emboldened here.
All right, Kim, I really appreciate you joining us on all of that. Thank you, and good to see you.
Question about DOGE, sir. Do you think that DOGE could benefit from more streamlined communications? There was that email telling employees to give 5 things that they've done last week. Agency heads then told people to ignore it, but Elon Musk...
about the last email that was sent, where he wanted to know what you did this week. You know why he wanted that, by the way? I thought it was great. Because we have people that don't show up to work and nobody even knows if they work for the government. So by asking the question, tell us what you did this week, what he's doing is saying, are you actually working? And then if you don't answer, like you're sort of semi-fired.
That's exactly right. Why would you not want that? What if there's 5,000 people in there that are not working and somebody's collecting that money? You wouldn't want to know that? You might not want to know that just because this is Donald Trump wanting to know that. He's trying to save you money.
You're fired because a lot of people are not answering because they don't even exist. They're trying to...
You think he's just going to say that out of nowhere? He's telling you that because they don't exist. And he's trying to wake you up. But you're probably too damn blind to see it.
That's how badly various parts of our government were run by, and especially by this last group. So what they're doing is they're trying to find out who's working for the government. Are we paying other people that aren't working? And, where's all that? Where's the money going? We have found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud so far, and we've just started.
Hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud already. And we've just started. Oh, but Mr. President, I don't want the 500. Pay off the debt. The money that you're saving. Take your $5,000 and give it to a church. I told you guys this.
We're actually going to Fort Knox to see if the gold is there, because maybe somebody stole the gold. Tons of gold.
Some of the agencies.
So I think it was actually, there was a lot of genius in sending it. We're trying to find out if people are working. And so we're sending a letter to people. Please tell us what you did last week. If people don't respond, it's very possible that there is no such person or they're not working.
Some of the agency heads instructed their employees not to respond because they were waiting on further guidance. But Elon Musk's tweet said a failure to respond would be taken as a resignation. So there's been a disconnect in communications.
Yeah.
Are you concerned at all about that?
No. That was done in a friendly manner. Only things such as perhaps Marco at State Department, where they have very confidential things, or the FBI, where they're working on confidential things. And they don't mean that in any way combatively with Elon. They're just saying there are some people that you don't want to really have them tell you what they're working on last week. But other than that, I think everyone thought it was a pretty ingenious idea. We have to find out where.
That's pretty common sense. That's pretty common sense. Yeah, I'm not going to give you 5 things in secret security. I'm just not going to do it. You can't do it. So the media is trying to play this crazy thing like they always do. Like it's manipulation. That's all it is. It's crazy.
Where these people are, who are they? And we said if you don't respond, we assume you're not around.
And that holds, that stands.
And you're not getting paid anymore, too. So, you know, we're doing a real job. And we just had a poll come out, I guess the Harvard poll, saying that it's massively popular what we're doing.
It's the DOGE ultimatum. Elon Musk emailing over 2 million federal workers with this subject line. What did you do last week? It's simply.
That's what it says right there. What did you do last week? And I think it's like midnight tonight or whatever. So we're going to get past that real quick. Here's.
At least you can rectify it. It's not like releasing violent felons into the general population who then kill people, or letting your troops die in a chaotic withdrawal from a foreign country. Bureaucracy is actually an area where you don't need a scalpel. In fact, a scalpel cannot keep up with the growth of bureaucracy. You need a chainsaw. You need an axe, especially when it's this dire. And the people in the media and the politicians aren't telling you how bad it really is.
And it was Milei, the president of Argentina, who gave.
That would be nice if they just tell us. Come out and tell us. I just want to see convictions. I want people to go to jail. Big time. Yeah, I'm going to get through to. Yeah, so we'll get past this too as well. I can't stop the ads, but we'll keep going, guys.
It was from the Office of Personnel Management, sent out to all federal workers, more than 2 million of them. And here was the. And President Trump is backing Elon Musk up on this one. Look at this. He reposted this edited SpongeBob meme to troll Democrats and other critics who are up in arms over 5 bullet points. So we know where President Trump stands. You know, Ainsley, we just saw the email. The email didn't contain a threat. Yes, the Elon Musk truth or Twitter, whatever it was after, kind of emphasized there could be consequences. But I'm struck by the reaction. This is from a huge union that represents federal government workers. Look at what they said. This email was nothing more than an irresponsible and sophomoric attempt to create confusion, bully hardworking federal employees that serve their country. They're demanding the email be rescinded, and an apology to all federal employees. Hakeem Jeffries decided to take it up a notch, and he said Elon Musk is traumatizing hardworking federal employees, their children, and families. I mean, I don't.
This guy's a joke, man. This guy is a joke. He's a joke. I can't stand Hakeem Jeffries. He's one of the worst Democratic leaders. Well, they're all worse. But, you know, there's one thing about the Democratic Party. They stay together, unlike the Republican Party most of the time. But
I don't know that it's traumatizing to ask for 5 things you did at work.
No, not at all. If your boss asks you, what are the 5 things you accomplished last week? then you just tell your boss. I think Elon's doing this. I think it is for fraud. We know the Social Security, they have lists and lists of thousands of people that are between the ages of like 100 and 150. Well, no one's living at 150 in America, right? Or anywhere in the world. So they shouldn't get Social Security checks. Same thing's happening here. He's going through and he's making sure that these individuals are really working, that they are individuals, and to make sure that he holds them accountable and make sure that people aren't just getting paychecks and that person doesn't even exist. So
that's exactly what's going on. That's all he's doing. You should be saying thank you to him, because that's exactly what's happening, and Democrats just cannot see it for some reason. And I don't understand how Democrats and Republicans see two different things. It's unbelievable.
Nation. South Carolina Congressman Ralph Norman joins me now. And Congressman, look, putting aside the legality of that last part from Musk's post on X, the fact that people are going to be terminated, the lawyer in me says that can't happen just based upon a tweet. But focusing on the bigger picture, shouldn't federal workers that have their job because of our taxpayer dollars be able to find 5 simple things that they did at work in the last week?
Hey, if you guys made it this far, would you please like and subscribe down below and comment down there, please? That would be amazing. I'm just trying to break these algorithms that this YouTube video or YouTube channel or whatever that means.
Well, Todd, if you look at this, there are roughly 3 million federal workers. The price tag that the taxpayers pay is right at $271 billion a year. Is it too much to ask for them to verify why they're making an average salary of $106,000 a year? Do you think in the private sector that single mom who is working 2 jobs at a restaurant can't justify where she was, or the hygienist at the dentist's office can't verify how many patients they saw? The absurdity and I guess the arrogance of the workers who says that's a heavy lift is what's wrong with that's what the Americans are sick and tired of. It's not their money. We're the ones who are paying the bills. We have a right to know. And Elon Musk is, the numbers don't lie on what he's finding out. And again, it's a great day, and this is going to be transformational for America to finally realize what these federal employees are doing. And many of them are good and can verify it, but to threaten to quit and for the labor unions to suggest that they not provide it, well, then risk losing your job.
Well, it's such a sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. Why don't you just come out and say something? But the problem is I think Donald Trump already knows that there's a lot of people not even working, and people's scamming that money. And like I said, you always listen to what Donald Trump says closely, because it does mean something. All right, guys, if you like this video, I'd like to have you like and subscribe this channel, and then so I can grow this thing and hopefully push this out to more and more people and break those algorithms for this channel. But I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, I just love Donald Trump. I'm a huge patriot, and I just want to see this country grow. So that's the biggest thing, and I'm going to keep repeating that because I love this country. So with that being said, please have a great, great, great day. Bye-bye.